This is a product review of Learning 3D Character Animation with Jeff Lew, Part 2 DVD. Jeff Lew has 3 DVDs on learning character animation up on his website. Jeff Lew is an animator who has worked on feature films such as X-Men and the Matrix series. He's probably most well known for the Killer Bean movies, which were very popular on the web several years ago on iFilm and whatnot. So I decided to pick up his DVD, the second in the series. I skipped over the first in the series because that one seems to be more about rigging, and rigging is much more software dependent, and I didn't think I would get that much out of it, but maybe I'll get that one in the future. I have the second and third in the volumes in the series, and I'll be reviewing the third volume later on. So as for part 2, which basically deals with the principles of character animation, I found this DVD to be an excellent product. And if you're a beginner starting out in character animation, maybe you're looking at your animation and it looks a bit flat, a bit lifeless, and you don't know why, then this is an excellent place to start. So for example, if you look at the chapters of the DVD, it goes into some of the principles of character animation, such as arcs, anticipation, moving hold, squash and stretch, exaggeration, weight, stuff like that, follow through. These are principles that have been outlined by the Disney animators years ago. Every character animation book or DVD training software will tell you these are important, but they just basically tell you the theory behind it. And what I liked about this DVD is that he actually shows you an actual animation and how these principles are used in the animation, and he actually shows you how to actually do a moving hold, for example, or how to actually use squash and stretch in an actual practical environment. And he shows little bits of animation, basically how these would be used, for example, when a character is punching another character, how to do a character throwing a heavy object or picking up a light object or jumping off of from a high place, things like that, things that are very practical that you're going to have your characters doing in your animations. So in that aspect, I would say this DVD is a great purchase. It's only, I think, $20. It's about an hour and a half. It says 1 hour and 22-minute runtime on his website. So that's quite reasonable, considering that most tutorial DVDs are quite expensive. Some of them are $40 to $60, $70, $80 even. So that's quite reasonable, especially what you get. Any kind of negatives, I would have to say, the only thing maybe is the section on character design. He does a section on character design, which is I didn't find very useful myself. Now, if you don't know what types of characters you want to make or how to design a character at all, it might be useful. I already have a lot of characters built, and or I have designs for them, so I didn't get much out of this section. I kind of basically looked at it once and kind of skipped over it. Also, the section on rotoscoping, even though some of you out there might end up using video as a template for animation in the background, he'll show you how to do that, how to put video into the background of your animated scene and then have you animate over top of that. But since it's really only useful in certain rare cases, I didn't see that one as being a very useful aspect either. I would have rather that he take those two sections and remove those and add more examples of weight or moving holds or exaggeration, for example. Other than that, everything in the DVD is great. I believe it's NTSC standard DVD, so I don't know about the region encoding. If you're here in the States, then obviously you will have no problems playing it. I don't know about over in Europe where they use PAL and whatnot. But if you're over in Europe and you're getting DVDs from the States, you're probably used to some sort of conversion process or whatever. So that is it for this DVD. I would, of course, definitely recommend it. If I had to give a number value on it, I'd give it maybe an 8 or an 8.5, probably an 8.5 out of 10. The other thing is if you're looking for specifics on using a certain piece of software, he uses Animation Master in this series of DVDs. which is Animation Master is what I started out using for animating, but Animation Master is not a prominent piece of software anymore, and doesn't really play well with the rest of the world. You can't use the types of formats of models that the rest of the world uses, so it doesn't really integrate well with anything. It's not really used except for hobbyists. So you're not going to get much in the way of specifics on using a certain piece of software. But what he does show you, posing a character, using the dope sheet, using the timeline editor, moving keyframes around, that kind of stuff is in every single decent 3D software out there is going to have that. It's just going to be how it's implemented is different from one piece of software to the next. So you're going to have to learn that aspect of it on your own. Other than that, I would say this is really a great piece of training software, and if you're a beginner or intermediate animator, then I would definitely check it out.